Okay. Are you ready for this, everyone? Maybe, maybe not. I really don't know. Look, this is my freaking pre-market. It's really out of control, honestly, and my blood is kind of boiling right now. But we have to do this. So, as I was saying, pre-market report Thursday, June 5th, 2025. What just happened? Exactly what you and I would expect to see. The European Central Bank did again cut rates in a mission to wipe out the currency, the euro, along with the Federal Reserve. It's not going to stop. People are going to suffer. The economies of the world are going to crater. The middle class is getting wiped out, and small businesses are vanishing. So, just real quick, yesterday, you can't make this stuff up. We found out that the US dollar just had its weakest start to a year ever in history. Where's the outcry? Why are people not taking to the streets right now? I don't know. But they're laughing at us. They're laughing at all of us, except you and I, you see, we're laughing back. Um, we're laughing back because we are aware, because we are awake, and because we're taking action, betting against the system, becoming our own central banks. Because what they have in store for us, people, I mean, come on. It's too freaking obvious. They broadcast it to all of us. They laugh at us, but we're laughing back because we again are taking action. So, as expected, the European Central Bank did cut rates again. Look, just this is crazy. Really, it's just crazy. This was yesterday. We exposed the epic lie with regard to Eurozone inflation. They're trying to convince you, okay, by their, the headline inflation numbers, which are always fake. All the numbers are fake. They're manipulated. I put this out for all of you, especially my Eurozone friends. You should be paying attention to this wherever you are in the world, even here in the United States, because the numbers are all fake. They're telling us. I exposed it all. Not only did I expose the lie, I showed you here clearly that what they just said, that Eurozone inflation just dropped bigger than expected. No, it's actually rising. It's actually rising. Now, this is not a surprise. We're going to see more propaganda like you're not going to believe moving forward. And things that you're not going to even be able to wrap your head around. This is yesterday. Okay, this is a headline from yesterday. This was a surprise to everyone, not to you and I. This is a freaking eulogy here for the middle class, for small businesses. It's over, and they're not done. Does that sound familiar to you? Because I've been telling you this forever. This is in your inbox right now. Again, if you subscribe to my newsletter, and something else, this, which I just put out for you, and I want to hear from you on this. Again, we're gonna touch on that for a minute, but I want to just roll the clock back to yesterday. Again, yesterday, the U.S. 10-year yield dropped by 10 basis points. 10 basis points. That's not, the regular guy and the regular girl out there buying all this debt. It's the Federal Reserve, and the 10-year yield continues to drop this morning. Okay, and on the back of that, stock futures are higher. Do you see what's going on here? The Fed's buying it all. All of it. They really are. Central banks collectively, including the ECB, the lenders and buyers of last resort. Does that sound familiar? Because I've only been saying this for over a decade, that that's exactly what was going to happen, because they tell us, they throw it in our faces what they're going to do. They always tell you what they're going to do before they do it. Where's the pushback? I don't see it nowhere. You're watching silver this morning? Look at that. People, this is where you got to be. Betting against the system, becoming your own central bank, hoarding physical assets. Silver, Greg Mannarino's favorite asset of all time. Now, let's talk about another asset here. Okay. Again, yesterday, we got this. This is historic. Meanwhile, is basically getting almost no attention on the mainstream media, or any media outlet for that matter. People are not taking to the street because they believe that some kind of a saving grace is going to turn this all around. But you see, I have said this was not going to stop, and it's not going to stop. So, again, this is for you guys and girls. It's in your inbox. If you subscribe to my newsletter, 100% free. I do not pretend to know everything. But I am awake and I am able to maybe put things together in a way that, I don't know, is more or less easy to understand. At least I hope so. So you are free to disagree with me on this, all right? And if you do disagree with me on this, and I'm going to cover it right now, I want to hear from you. Please tell me where I got it wrong. I am not too old, although I'm going to be 60 in just a couple of weeks, all right, to learn a new trick. So read through this again. It's in your inbox. I'm going to read it for you now and say, Greg, okay, you know what? You're right about this. You're wrong about this. I want to learn. We are stronger together. I and I are stronger together. Overstand? Yes. Let's cover this. U.S. dollar global rejection. And we have a big problem. Lions, just yesterday, by their own data, the U.S. dollar just had its weakest start to a year on record, first time in history. This is not just weakness. This is historical structural decline. Does that sound about right to you? Okay. However, it cuts to the spinal cord of the financial beast. Is that really a good thing? Some of you are going to say it is. Well, I'm going to say you're wrong. I wrote here, no, it's not a good thing, and this is why. We know this already. The dollar / the current system is being killed from within. We know that. Are we on the same page? Okay. This is not by accident. Does that sound familiar to you? Not by incompetence. Does that sound familiar to you? But by deliberate orchestration to usher in the next phase of Babylon's digital throne. Why? They must kill the dollar. This is why it's not a good thing that, yes, seeing the dollar decline here, nations turning their back on it, other modes of transaction being developed, the BRICS, the destruction of the United States of America and the dollar are simultaneous, they are deliberate, and it's happening from within. What people are going to do about it? More than likely nothing. They're going to sit in some corner and suck their freaking thumb off until it's too freaking late. It probably is, but I believe that this channel is big enough that if we unify, if we come together, if you start sharing this stuff, getting it out there, we could punch some holes in Babylon. All right. But we need to work together on this. Share the video. Get it out there. Let me move forward here. The dollar / the current system is being killed from within. This is not by accident, not by incompetence, but by deliberate orchestration to usher in the next phase of Babylon's digital throne. Does that sound right to you? Let us move forward. Why? They must destroy the dollar. Control cannot be total while physical cash exists. Why? Okay, cash is anonymous, cash is sovereign, and cash is resistance. They will not allow it. So the people will never accept full surveillance unless there is a crisis. When they throw a crisis at you, when they demand you do things like wear face diapers so you can go shopping, okay, so you can go into a store, well, then people will comply. So they must create a crisis. So the people will never accept full surveillance unless there is a crisis. They need a reason to introduce central bank digital currencies. That reason could potentially be, and probably will be because we're in it right now, a collapsing currency, inflation, bank runs, and market panic. People, look, man, let me just outline this for you. It's 3 steps. Problem, reaction, solution. Problem, reaction, solution. It's always the same. A false salvation disguised as digital safety. So far, have I said one thing that doesn't ring true to you? Because you remember what happened in my video yesterday? They said that my video, it's still up, but it's still under review. My video, the first one I did yesterday morning, got flagged for potentially misleading information. Now, maybe this one's going to get flagged too, okay? Potentially misleading. You guys let YouTube know if this is misleading information or is this 100% truth. Let's move forward here. A false salvation disguised as digital slavery. Once trust is shattered in the current system, the solution will be offered. A digital dollar, trackable, programmable, expirable. Lions, look, man, Don't take my word for anything I say, anything at all whatsoever at any time, okay? Always look into this yourself. But right now they are already testing all kinds of new digital systems. Now, here's the question to you, I right now, already? Does this sound about right to you, what I just said? What are your thoughts and your opinions? I really want to hear from you. This is a wake-up call. This is a wake-up call of wake-up calls. Again, think about what we just learned. In history, we have not seen this before. The U.S. dollar's weakest start to a year. You and I, well, we knew this was coming. You think this is going to stop? You think it's going to turn around by this big, magnificent spending bill or anything else, exploding debts and deficits with not a single roadblock, not one, to stop inflation from getting worse? Central banks here cutting rates. The Fed's going to cut. No doubt about it. They're just waiting. They're waiting for the right time to do it. And then we're going to get a series of cuts. And that means the loss of currency purchasing power and a further destruction of the economy, a further destruction of the middle class, a faster wipeout of small businesses. Does this sound right to you? Or no? Because, you know, a lot of people just don't get it. They don't get it. They can't see it. It's incredible. I almost can't handle this, and I just got back from vacation, but this should get you upset. Do you realize that they're telling you, they're laughing in your face? What are you doing about it? Are you at least sharing these videos? Are you at least getting these videos out there? Have I earned your thumbs up today? Because this is going to get flagged, you know, for potentially misleading. This is not true. None of it is real. Neither is the 37,000 jobs numbers. That's not real, even though they said that's their own numbers, and they're rebranding inflation, even though they're telling you it's dropping, it's still rising by their own numbers. See, here's the deal. They want you to look at the headline number. It's always the same. They are hoping. You see those here that are pulling the strings, they believe in their heart, okay, that I are too stupid to look behind the mask, okay, to look at the real data. They think you're too stupid. They think you're going to see the headline and go, yay, inflation is coming down. Oh, this is a beautiful thing. No, you got to look at core inflation, and then you got to break down those numbers as well. With regard to these 37,000 jobs that we're apparently adding, we're not adding anything. I already broke it down for you. All right, so I'm not going to cover it again, but I'm going to urge you to read that stuff. I'm going to urge you to share it. People, this is exactly what you and I expected to see. More propaganda, more lies, more deceptions, more twisting of truth any way but the right way here. And they're not done. They are not done with the grand deception. And they know. See, they can float out stories like, say, this is the weakest start for the U.S. dollar in U.S. history, and they know you're not going to do anything about it. They know you're going to sit back and suck your thumb off. But you see, they didn't count on I here. Lions who are striking at the throat of Babylon. Does that sound about right to you or no? All right, guys, listen, I'm going to let you all go. I do want to hear from you. Did I get it right with this? Is this, or is this just misinformation, like YouTube said from my video yesterday morning, which I hope you got to read or see? Because we're going to see more of that, okay? I may have no choice at one point but to start posting all my videos, all my work on my Substack. Link in the description of this video. So if you have not yet subscribed, I really don't know what you're waiting for. You got to get yourself over there, because again, this is just the beginning. I am certain that I will be eventually banned from here. You think I'm not on their radar screen? Yesterday, my video getting flagged for potentially misleading information. There was not a single word. I used their own numbers. And they're saying it's potentially misleading? Really? Honestly? Does this seem like a free society to you? A free nation? What are you free to do? You're free to suffer. You're free to be destroyed, but you're also free to push back, to resist. Right, Andy? Yeah. You know who I'm talking about. Good man. Guys, girls, it's time to push, and I mean shove back. How do you start? Share the video. Get it out there. Put it on every single freaking social network that you got. Let's allow people to hear the truth. They know the truth when they hear it. Either that or they're going to turn it off because they can't handle it. And that's okay too. We can't get through to everybody. But we understand. Love you guys from the heart with all I got. I mean that. I'll see you later, 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern for the live stream for more misleading information. Yes, it's going to be all fake. Make it up. Make any of it up. See you later.